always looked up to you. Now you're inside by someone that was best friend, someone who planned it all. We're living in that dream. We got all about that time. You forget the fact that to the world. Oh, she is a girl. In the darkest night, I send out a prayer to you. In the world of light, where the spirit of life also rages wise. God, God, the reason we exist. The world, the separation. Oh, she is a girl. You say all for many ideas. Oh, she control of our sides of tears. Oh, she is a girl.
Alright, so just checking in here a little bit first before we get going. Um, Alright, so hi, and let's see, is it bad connection right now again? Really? Bad, it says unstable connection, trying to connect again. Okay. I mean, what can I do about it? I cannot really do anything about that right now. Because that's so weird. For me, it looks fine, but it says this message. I mean, I guess I just keep going anyway. And it will be what it will be. So, welcome once again to INFP with Tom. And it's a later stream this time. But anyway, I wanted to do it regardless. And oh yeah, I have a lot of things to share. But at the same time, how personal do I really want to be on this stream? That's the question. That's up to me, of course, I guess. Local time, it's 22:56, so it's late. And local weather is 16 degrees Celsius, 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Humidity 85%. I'm not sure if that is actually right because it doesn't feel. I just came from outside and it doesn't really feel like that that humid, to be honest. It's not that humid. But anyway, I mean, I cannot change the fact what they say, the way they reach the report. So where should I start? This is super spontaneous one once again, but I want to connect with you, and I need to share my thoughts about this week. And once again, like, how personal do I want to be? That's up to me, of course. Um, but let's just say that it's been, in general, it's been a really great week and weekend. Just gotta get some water here. Yeah, it's been, what should I like, heck of a weekend, to be honest. Um, the week, obviously great. I can start with one movie that I saw, because you know I like movies, and hopefully you do as well. So I saw one new one from last year with Ben Affleck. He is playing this. So he was the high school star of a basketball team. He was a star, and then it's quite deep movie actually. But it starts up that he is living in a, yeah, he's separated from his wife, and I'm not gonna spoil why, but he is an alcoholic, and he's like getting this offer to be a trainer for the team that he used to be the star in during high school, because basketball America, if you don't know, it's super big in the high school. So he get the offer from pastor, like, we need someone right now urgently, like, it's urgent, we need a new coach, and we know you were the star before, we believe in you. And he's so hesitative, he's not in shape actually, but he takes this job anyway, this offer. And it's so nice to see, because it's like he changed from taking that job, and he changed with his own problems. But he falls back a little bit. But the main reason is because of this situation with the ex-wife and what happened with their child. So that's the reason why he got, started to drink a lot. I would recommend that movie actually, The Way Back. It's called The Way Back, and it's from 2020. And there's some other movie that I saw as well, but I didn't finish it. It's a new one with Angelina Jolie, and she is as working with as a ranger in I don't know where it is actually, but to keep track of the potential fires. Excuse me, the potential fires somewhere in the States. I don't know where, and it seems nice. But I started to watch that one also earlier this week, so I was all so tired, super tired when I watched it, so I fell asleep. But yeah, just wanted to have that said. But just get a little bit personal about me, what's been going on. Yeah, I just feel I had, I talked so much with my friend today about this, but you know, I have already told you that I, one reason why I moved to this city, I'm gonna make it very abstract, okay? But one reason why I moved to Porto away from Lisbon is because, I mean, I was very lonely there also, but I wanted to get away from a certain, I wanted to get away and go to a place where I can be very alone, because I need solitude to focus very much upon my projects. And Of course, I keep saying that, but one of my projects is that I would love to record music. Sure, I could go today if I wanted to go and buy everything you need for a studio. But it's so important. If you understand music, you cannot make music in a place where it's a lot of sounds, for example. It needs to be quiet. And I live next to one of the main roads here in Porto, just like I did in Lisbon. I lived in one of the most central place, Marques de Pombal. And outside of this street, Antonio Augusto de Aguiar is a super busy street, and the loud, it's so loud. I even like when I record with my phone, I can even hear the traffic, you know. Uh, sure, I could pay for a studio, but that's super expensive, and I want to learn to do my own production because I want to be a producer as well. Um, I don't know why I start saying this, but the reason, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to move to this place, um, to be more, have a lot of solitude. And this weekend has been completely the opposite. Um, and that's both good and bad. I mean, in one way, it's great to be out like several days in a row and meeting a lot of people and meeting a lot of, yeah, a lot of girls, to be honest, that because I mean, I'm open. If something would happen, I'm open, but I want to make it clear that I am a relationship kind of person. But unfortunately, that's not how it's been with me recently, because I talked with my friend about this topic. Um, I think I'm a little bit like damaged in a way because of past experiences with women when I've been really believing believing too much. Like, how should I express myself? I've been trusting too much about what they have told me, and in return, it's like that have led me to having these short, uh, what do you say, short situations with women, and that's actually not who I am. I think a lot of girls, they see me as a bad guy, bad boy or something. But the truth is that I am actually, and I mean, sure, anybody could say, yeah, just move on. Yeah, I do. I move on. I did move on. But I don't know, it's difficult to explain. I've just been thinking about this recently. And one girl that I met must be 3 weeks now, 2 or 3 weeks. Great first impression. We met for a couple of hours at one place, and we exchanged details, contacts. We already made it pretty clear that we wanted to meet again the coming week. And I tried to set up plans. It always felt like it was me had to call her and text her, and I didn't get any reply back. And I was like, okay, whatever then. I mean, it was a great first impression, but no response back. And then suddenly, from nowhere, just tried to text me and call me and say, my baby, where are you? Can you come here? And I'm like, I'm not even near. I am in another city. That was last Sunday. And just get to response, well, whatever. I mean, and then last night, when I was super in the mood with my friend in a restaurant, getting a call from her, this girl, and then I was actually quite angry on her. I told her just straight up, I am up straight guy. I want to be clear with you that I try to set up plans with you, but I know that she has a child actually. And I know that you have your child, and you even said, if you want to make plan ahead. Maybe you can come up with like with a plan in advance. So it's not me always like trying to ask you spontaneously if it's today is a good day. But if you need to make plans ahead, maybe you can give an option. And then I just told her like, are you interested to see me or not? Just straight up, straight. Yeah, you can just say whatever, yes or no, and then in the end, I just hang up. And unfortunately, but yeah, I don't know. I got very personal, but I felt like this had been really like a strange weekend with a lot of fun. But now I want to get back to me, real me, like being very in solitude, working on different projects that I need to focus on. Because I have been in that situation before where it's a lot of going out. But yeah, it was great for this weekend, spending a lot of money. And that's fine. I mean, I have been so happy with myself for the past 1 or 2 years, being really strict, only like being super lonely, saving a lot. So why not like give back a little bit to people when you are having a good time? Because I don't want to be not giving. I think the beautiful thing that you can do is to give, but not because I want to be the center of attention. Not for that fact, not for that reason. Just because when I am in that mood, I want people also to be in that mood. But I'm not always like that. But this weekend I was, and I think that's for the better. Um, I'm just ranting, I'm ranting. But then there's this backlash. I start to think like very deep things, making me like feel I like loneliness, of course. People who know me, they know that I'm quite lonely person, but with my choice, for my choice, of course. But then there's these times when it's different kind of loneliness, where it's maybe trying to connect with people. I feel like I care too much sometimes about people, and I expect people to do the same sometimes, but I know everybody's busy with their lives. And in fact, I'm writing on an article right now. I was writing on it today, yesterday, and maybe I will share it with you because I need somewhere to publish it. And maybe I'm going to do it like individually, and like on my on I have a page on Medium. I probably would put it there. I have quite a lot. I checked through yesterday or today. I have a lot of articles there that I'm actually quite happy about. So I'm probably gonna publish it there. And yeah, about just caring too much about people and expecting people to. But I know that we're living our different life, and the one piece that I'm writing on there, the article, is how little people actually care about you. And I know I'm in good faith. I know that. I believe in faith. I have my own faith, but also I really like of course, I'm born Christian, but I'm not really practicing it, but I feel a lot of comfort in Christianity, but also my own personal belief, my own personal faith that, like I have been saying before, whether if I die right now or tomorrow, I mean, It's completely fine. And I'm a very low key person, but I can also be extremely outgoing when I'm like in the mood. If, for example, when I've been drinking and I'm really like in a good mood, I can be want to talk with so many different people, but I can also be the person suddenly just, for example, on Friday, me and my friend, my roommate, we went out to meet with his coworkers, and I was really in a good mood. We went to after party, so I was talking with like all there's so many people in there in that apartment, and I just talked to a new person left and right. They're always a new person and just really good mood. But then I can be that also that I just go away and I just sit down on the sofa by myself and I just look at the people and just thinking about, I don't know, maybe I'm drunk. I am drunk and I just sit down uh, and just basically like just sit there and watch and just calm down a little bit, if you could say that. Hello, Katarina. That's so great that you found my channel and tuned in. So how long have you been knowing about the INFP community? That's so nice. Welcome very much. So I just sometimes just very outgoing, but then I need to recharge. I need to just, yeah, I can just sit down in the sofa like I did on this Friday. And it's okay. I mean, imagine that you are in a house party and there is so many people around you. And I never been that kind of person that is, there are those kind of people that are super, super introverted, that they are uncomfortable in the presence of other people. I am not that way at all. I am just super outgoing if I have the feeling, but then also I can have that feeling of just sitting back and just seeing what people are doing or whatever. So you know about MBTI for 5 years around, yeah, but just study INFP. Then it's very similar to me. When I found out about MBTI was when I was studying in a library in my hometown in Sweden. That was 2015, March 2015, I remember. And then I found this type with the INFP that we are. And I just started to read between the chapters when I was studying, reading the books, textbooks or whatnot. I just jumped in different articles. I like scanned basically the whole internet about INFP type. I just found it so fascinating. It was just like discovering, yeah, very much the like identity, but also I could read myself from a different perspective, because I always been interested, and I don't know where I thought about it latest today actually. I'm interested in how other people's perception is of me. And of course, you have your perspective of some person, whether it be a famous person, whether it be your friend, you have one perception of that person that is like so different from somebody else's perception of that person. And I've thought about it so many times. I wonder what people's perceptions is of me. And reading about MBTI, INFP personality type, it was very like soothing or fulfilling to kind of get a outside perspective how I function, I guess. And yeah, I guess so. It's just a nice sticker. So what else now, like this week? Yeah, I mean, this coming week, I'm so happy it's gonna be Monday tomorrow. I need to go back to some routines and really focus about work hard for the whatever daytime job it is, writing more on the book that I'm working on, finish the article, maybe write more music this coming week, because last week it was not very productive with writing music. That is a little bit unfortunate, but I mean, you cannot do it all the time. It has to come to you. It has to come to you, you know, about music. You know, I didn't realize that it was gonna be sometime this difficult to be apart from people in your life that you really care about. Um, I'm a real traveler, and this is what I asked for. This is what I wished for. And there's one weird thing that's been in my life for a long time, and that is the thing about you had something happen to you in your past, and you didn't understand the fact. I think I brought this up before, that you don't understand why it happened before, but maybe a few years later you understand why it happened. I have a few of those occasions. And one of them is one of them is, there was one time in my room, my childhood room, and this must have been after I come home from Australia. I don't know, I think so, or maybe earlier. I can't remember right now. But there was this pureness of a thought in my head, thinking, maybe you should write. It was like just like that. Maybe you will do some writing. And at the time, I was not interested in writing. But now I feel like one of the main creative outlets that I have is writing. That's one of them. Like it's interesting why that happened. And also it's you better think that I'm a crazy person when I'm saying this, but like pretty much the exact place in my parents' home where I kind of have this thought coming to me about that with writing. When I was younger, way younger, maybe, I don't know, maybe 5 years old, something like that, I lived in across, because my room, when I had that thought with writing, if I should do that, it was here, and then the kitchen is in the middle, and then I had my first room I lived in on that side, and here is where I had that thought with that I should be doing writing. But when I was younger, around 5 years old, sounds so crazy, but I'm seeing myself from here. I'm actually walking into this room, and I'm seeing myself from here, but I'm walking into this room, into my childhood, my even younger childhood, when I was 5 years old, into this room. So I could see myself from here, and I'm walking into this room. And I don't know, is, you know, when you're young, you have super rich creativity and super rich what do you think, what do you say, imagination. And I don't know. I just remember that I see myself walking in. Maybe there was some, what do you call that? When people can out of body, something like that. I don't really believe in that things, but there's something that stuck with me. Anyway, it sounds super weird, and it is. And I'm not even sure that I'm like, it's just something that stuck with me. Few of these kind of things that you can't really explain, but regardless. Yeah, so just before I came home here now, I was in a bar restaurant and I had some drinks there by myself and one toast. And that toast was, I didn't finish it because, to be honest, the cheese was too strong taste. And I can't eat cheese with too strong taste. It's, when it smells so strong and it tastes so strong, it's not pleasant. And there was, there was such a cute dog there was looking at me so much and she was so interested in that food that I was eating. But of course I didn't want to hand the food because the owners, I don't do that to dogs that is not, they're not mine. But I felt really like, oh, this dog really want to have the food. Tomorrow is my mom's 60th birthday, and of course I will call her, and it's just unfortunate that I am not there. And that's also something that I've been thinking about, like, very much recently, especially today, how horrible and how sad it is that I'm not present in the people's. I'm present, but I'm not there, to be with people. Hello, Romil, how you doing? You have a dog, so nice. That's so nice. I can imagine it's a great companion. I actually, in fact, met up with my old roommate yesterday. She have a dog, and his name is Indio, and me and Indio, we just get along great. He's a great wingman, actually, to be honest, because after we went to the park, we went to a Mexican place, and there was this, like, these university students, one, two, three, like three, four Brazilian girls sitting down next to us, and Indio, of course, they start talk with, like, they were interested about Indio, the dog, and then suddenly me, Christina, my ex-roommate, and all these Brazilian girls just started to talk with each other, and they were like super. Two of them were really interested in me, and I exchanged contacts. But unfortunately, they are studying another city, a little bit south from here. But yeah, who knows? Maybe I will see one of them. So my mother is a dragon. How do you mean your mother is a dragon? And another thing that I know that I speak a lot of times about making another channel, and I have one thing, not one thing, I have one idea that's been sticking with me for like, let me think, maybe even 6 months or something like that. That I think that I want to take action on, um, and maybe kind of like a podcast a little bit. I think I brought this up. Maybe there was a last stream, actually last week. We will see. Covered Narc Grandmaster. All right, fair enough. I'm not sure if I follow you there, but fair enough. Oh, I feel so good that I'm starting to be very sleepy, because if I've been out several days in a row, I sleep normally so bad. And sometimes I can't sleep, but I think I can now because I'm getting really, really tired. I'm looking forward so much to the coming week, because Monday is one of my favorite days. You know, it's the day when you can start making a change. You can start, it's always time for a better change. And Mondays, it is great time for a change. Katarina, you like also Mondays. You feel that a lot of people, if you heard the term Monday blue, that, oh, you don't want to have Monday, like blah blah. I think that's the wrong mentality. Actually, you should think that about Fridays, when most kind of businesses is closing down. But of course, if you already made a great change in the start of the week on Monday, you deserve to kick back a little bit on a Friday, you know. So I'm happy that you also feel the same about Mondays, that you really like Mondays. Even if we all feel sometimes like rusty or whatnot. Yeah, Katarina. Sundays are sometimes really too slow, you know, too empty, uh, and think too much, and depression comes. And yeah, I agree. You know that depression is actually, you know, last month May was mental health month, and I was really close to sharing on my Facebook about this is a real thing about depression. I'm not saying that I am clinically, what do you say? Clinically, you've been to a clinic and you are registered depression, but it's part of my life, and I don't know, it's been for a long time, and I know that some people that are clinically depressed is probably a whole different story than my depression. But regardless, any depression is real, and so many people, especially now during this strange time, you know what I mean, they experience this. And some people handle loneliness, overthinking, anxiety. And speaking of anxiety, I mean, today I felt a lot of anxiety, but that's because I've been drinking quite heavy for several days in a row. For the not for the fact of just drinking, but I've been actually socializing a lot and meeting with people and having a lot of events. But anxiety is not really a big thing, to be honest, anymore in my life. I just let it come. If it gonna come, just let it fucking try to eat me. It's okay. It's a little piece of crap, a little piece of shit, to be honest, anxiety. But depression is a different thing. That's quite deep and quite heavy, to be honest. But I promise you, you will go through, and there will come a day when it's gonna be better. And I tell you from my experience, and I hope that you can understand and try to remember that when the moment comes when it's really depressed, when you're really depressed, even it's sometimes really hard to understand that or realize that at the moment. Yeah, I made friends with my demons, absolutely. But those demons, they are sneaky. They can fool you or whatnot. But I am basically a lot of things that helped me, I can say, is realizing the power of I was gonna say music. I mean, I have my musical inspirations, and there are a few musicians that really been there with me, and they yeah, just get a little bit crack me up a little bit because there are just some musicians that are really, really important to me. Yeah, sorry. There are just some musicians that are really, 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 really important to me that have really helped me. But yeah, whatever. Sorry for that. So basically, yeah, just let yourself, yeah, realizing the power of nothingness. That has helped me super, super, super much. That you can just sit and be quiet with yourself, whether it be meditation, whether it be you sitting in a park by yourself, and just realizing there's, yeah, the Zen. If you study a little bit about with Buddhism and Confucianism and Taoism, the power of Zen. It's something that is really helpful for me. Just nothingness and dropping all the expectations. We grow up like Western world. We grow up in us like with a mentality of expecting things all the time. You expect things. Yeah, exactly, Katarina. On Monday, you're just busy and doing a lot of different things, and you're caught up with that. That's why I feel I want to be, I can never imagine to stop working actually. Sometimes I'm super lazy, and that is okay, but I cannot forget the fact of the idea about not like doing anything, that you don't have any project you can work on, for example, whether it be writing, whether it be anything of your taste, what not doing anything is scary. And we talked about that, me and my friend, about imagine if you had so much money, like I'm talking filthy rich, that you had you can just point on whatever you want. You can point on anything you want, How scary wouldn't that be? Because one of the motivation to work for something, then you can have the reward to get it because of your hard work to getting this. Where it doesn't have to be materialistic, it can be travel, for example. Raw milk, I like to remember I'm not the voice in my head. Nearly finished painting the whole house. That sounds like a really good thing that you did today. I have also painted house before, and it's really, it's hard work. So did you paint scratch off the old surface first and then paint it like one time or two times to make the ground level first, or what? Rent a car, maybe it takes like 6 hours to drive, but still, or maybe more. I would say 6 to 8 hours, something like that. And it's yeah, it would be really cool to visit that. Maybe I will actually do that during my vacation. It has taken a fair bit of time, but the finish looks pro as I really zoomed in on the details. Awesome, you did a good job there. My father, in fact, he's doing some. There's a shed in their on their property where they store a lot of wood for firing. They use the heating system with burning wood, and this old shed is super old. So he tore it apart and now building a new one. And I wish I could be there to help, because I always been helping my father, like when there's something that needs to be done, like carpentry, painting the outside of the house, for example, which I've been doing. I think I did one, yeah, one time. It's not something that you need to do like every other year. It's something that you need to do. Depends, of course, the quality of the paint, obviously, but the climate where I come from, it's all 4 seasons. So you have it's gonna wear on the it's gonna wear out, and of course I help him with so I like to do those things. I feel a little bit sad to say that I cannot keep going anymore now, but we've been streaming for 50 minutes. I feel sad actually a little bit to stop. I mean, it would be nice to keep going, but I am so tired, and it's 11:45, and it's Monday tomorrow, and I want to be ready for it. So I really appreciated you tuning in, you guys, and so nice with you guys, Katarina and Romil. Just thank you so much for that, and I wish you the best of this coming week. So I will see you again. Okay, take care, guys. Ciao. See you. All the best. See you.